Hi everyone, welcome to Body Empowerment. For today's episode, I am going to respond to a viewer's question. Sophia B527 asks, I would love to hear some of your experiences, suggestions on how to not overeat once restricting and purging are no longer options. I know you've mentioned in some of your videos that it's something that seems to linger past those two, and I relate. And while it's down by a lot, I'm also wondering if anything in particular has helped you or if you know anything. It's so uncomfortable. And how not to let overeating sometimes lead to full-blown relapse might be helpful as well. Thank you so much, Sophia B527, for reaching out and asking this important and articulate question. I have a few thoughts. One way to not overeat is to really check in with yourself before you have a meal, before you have a snack, before you eat. I like to bless my food. I know I've talked about this in a previous episode, and that tends to help me touch base and check in and breathe and do a sort of emotional body scan and check what my hunger level is, and then enjoy my food and fuel my body. Sometimes I am so overwhelmed or busy that I don't get to do that scan to the full degree that I would like, and I do end up overeating a little bit. And then that's where the other piece comes in. Overeating is a normal human behavior, and it's important to learn to distinguish between eating disorder behaviors and normal human food-related behaviors. And overeating on a regular basis is a concern. But overeating occasionally is, I'm pretty sure, it's normal. And that said, we have to instead change our response to the behavior. So learning to let go of shame and sit with the reality of that behavior is really important. I talk a lot about learning to sit with our emotions and feelings as a way to pass through a challenging moment and not engage with eating disorder behavior. Similarly, one way to not beat ourselves up if we overeat is to sit with that behavior. And in sitting with that behavior, we avoid relapse. So it's taking away the shame that overeating once in a while, or even as we let go of purging and binging, maybe overeating happens a little more often than we would like, but it's learning to sit with it, and slowly but surely we will learn that we don't like sitting with that behavior, and then we learn to let it go naturally. So it's taking away the shame. You've done nothing wrong if you overeat. You've just overeaten. And as long as you do not let it become a full-blown binge or let it become a purge or another self-harming, destructive behavior that fits into eating disorder behavior or other addictive self-harm behavior, then you learn to breathe in that's happened. That's okay. That's been my big way of living a life free of an eating disorder, and knowing that once in a while I'm going to eat a little more than I wanted. It's not a binge, it's not a relapse, it's eating a little more than I wanted. Maybe I'm at a huge dinner with a bunch of friends and we are having the best time and the food is so delicious and everyone at the end is full, but that's a fullness of life, not a fullness of emotions, right? So it's learning to separate between when we are emotionally overeating and just normally humanly overeating. And again, taking away the stigma that it's shaming and bad. The big way to work through overeating behaviors is eliminating the shame and self-judgment and stigma surrounding that behavior. And if we change our response, ultimately our behavior will change too, right? We won't engage in that behavior so regularly. Thank you so much, Sophia B527, for this wonderful question. I look forward to other people please sharing your thoughts and responses. How have you worked through overeating when binging and purging aren't options? Please share your thoughts below. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you everyone for being a loyal and lovely viewer and supporter. I really appreciate it. And stay tuned for the next body empowerment episode and check out previous episodes in the meantime. Have a great day and week ahead, and I'll see you next time.